Back to another edition of JD's Top 8 here on Childhood Week. Today's top 8 is the TGIF. One of these shows is not a TGIF show, but it was meaningful when I was a kid. I loved Fridays as a child. No more school. I got the weekend off. I also loved every day at 8 o'clock from 8 to 9. I got to watch usually two shows, usually ran about half an hour. So let's jump in. Number 8 is Sabrina the Teenage Witch. I watched every single episode of Sabrina the Teenage Witch. I had a crush on, uh, had a crush on Sabrina. And then, um, would she be with Harvey? Would she not? I always rooted for Harvey. uh, Number 7 is one I really liked as a child. Dinosaurs. I've got to get it so I can get my kids to watch it. Uh, Not the mama. I really got excited about sitting down and watching that show. Number 6 is a higher on this list because I wasn't infatuated with it with as much as everybody else was. Full House. It did like Full House. It did have its dramatic moments, but most of the time it was not a family I could relate to. Some most of the times it was like the hugging is ridiculous, but it is a good show. My children have watched all of it, and they've watched Fuller House, all the seasons they've had out so far, like 3 times. Number 5 is not a TGIF Friday, but it was a TGIF show. But it was a show that I enjoyed as a kid because this family was more relatable. Roseanne. This family, I know that Roseanne has different points of views than people. I don't think you should hold that against her. She was also on medication, but this show was awesome. I can relate to this family. They were blue collar family who struggled. Um, the ending wasn't so much. That's why it's 5. It's weird. It was all in her book. Things were actually different from what they really were. Number 4 is Step by Step. Um, it was a family, a blended family, kind of like it was a modern day Brady Bunch, but you know they 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 each had boys and girls. It wasn't just one, but it was about a blended family, which kind of sits with me more now since kind of have a blended family. The cousin moving in his van into the driveway, I always loved that. That was like one of my favorite characters. He was such a goof. 3 was Family Matters. Again, another blue collar family that I could relate to. Um, Urkel was funny. I didn't really root when he met his dream girl, and that she can be with Stefan finally, and not. Anyways, I digress. Family Matters was a really good show. It was well written. It dealt with some issues, a lot of issues, and I enjoyed it. Number 2 is The Fresh Prince of Bel Air. Will Smith. This is what made me follow Will Smith. If it wasn't for this, I don't know. I might have not have tried Bad Boys, but it's comedic gold. And for a funny show, it hit some dramatic parts. The one that sticks out with me was his father leaving and Uncle Phil kind of taking that role officially. I mean, he did already, but it's just a very touching moment, especially as a young adult watching that. It just got me. Number 1 is Boy Meets World. I glued myself to that TV. Um, it was fantastic. It was about teenagers who go to school, have relationships, have breakups. Oh, and it was hilarious. Corey's brother Matthew was funny. Um, they had the old wise guy, Mr. Feeney. I listened to Mr. Feeney more than I listened to the rest of the show. I know I'm strange. Rooted for Topanga and Corey. Now there's Girl Meets World, and they are married. So win. Um, yeah, it was a fantastic show. Their romance was awesome to watch. Um, Watching Corey's friendships was awesome. Watching, having to go through the regular stuff, rigorous. Can't speak. The crap thrown at teenagers. So, with that being said, that is another episode of JD's Top 8 here on JD's YouTube. Much love. JD out.